Happy Thursday, Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and coming up on today's show, I react to ESPN's 7-round mock draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. One of their draft analysts, Jordan Reid, did a full 7-round NFL mock draft, which means obviously a full 7-round Chiefs mock draft as well. Now, the Chiefs have 10 picks in April's NFL Draft, 31st overall, 63rd, 95. Those are your day 1 and day 2 picks. Pair of 4th-round picks, 122 and 134. Got a 5th at 166. Pair of 6th-round picks, 178, 217, and then 249 and 250 as well. 10 picks in total for Brett Veach to work with. Now, there is an important note from this mock from Jordan Reid and ESPN. Someone got confused, whether it was Reid, their editors, someone. They gave the Chiefs an extra 7th-round pick from Chicago for some reason, 218. So we're not going to discuss that pick because that's not a pick that the Chiefs had. They just had him taking some depth tight end anyway, so no big deal. But 10 picks, not 11. Don't get confused by ESPN. That's why you subscribe to the channel here for accurate information. And it's why you share the video to spread the word of the Chiefs Report. Share this video, and the first 10 shares get a shout-out if you follow the following steps. Click the share button. Click the Twitter icon. Click post to Twitter. Here's the biggest key, though. You got to tag me before you click send tweet at HGramNFL. So when you click post to Twitter, the tweet will populate. Just tag me at HGramNFL, then send the tweet out. The first 10 people that do that will get a shout-out on a future episode here on the Chiefs Report. Everyone will get a retweet on Twitter, but for shout-outs on the show, that is how you do it. Okay, let's get to this mock draft from ESPN. Round 1, pick number 31, Adetomiwa Adebawore, the edge rusher out of Northwestern, also has some defensive tackle flexibility. He's an interesting case study because he's been rising up draft boards. Mel Kiper even said recently he could go top 15. I don't think he'll go that high, but I do think he could go in the first round. Had 38 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 5 sacks a year ago, a couple of forced fumbles. The thing with Adebawore is the production was kind of mid, but his athletic traits are off the charts. At 282 pounds, he ran a 4.49 in the 40-yard dash. He also did really well in the broad jump and all the athletic testing stuff, but the production was mid, so it's like, okay, can he have that production increase in the NFL with NFL coaching? I think he could because at Northwestern, I think they were playing him out of position due out of necessity, but we'll have to see what happens. You look at the defensive line depth chart. I think as a rookie, you could kind of make him like your 5th defensive lineman, have him rotate around at defensive tackle, defensive end, kind of figure out what his best spot is, kind of like George Karlaftis did last year to start out in his rookie year before he kind of became a full-time starter. I could see that being the rule for him in his rookie year. Now, who should the Chiefs draft in round 1? If you had to pick one player that's realistic for the Chiefs to get at 31 overall, let me know who you would like that player to be down in the comments section below. Next up is Gervon Dexter Sr., Dexter Sr. out of Florida. Round 2, pick number 63. I don't love the idea of taking a one-tech defensive tackle in the second round, but he's a pretty damn good one. 55 tackles, 4 TFLs, 2 sacks. His job isn't going to be to light up the stat sheet. He's a run stuffer. And to be fair, this team doesn't have a great one-tech right now. You lost Kalen Saunders, brought back Derek Nottie into the fold, but Dexter would probably be an upgrade, quite frankly, next to Chris Jones, so I certainly am not opposed to doing that. I just don't love doing it in the second round. Like, I'd rather take someone later in the 3rd or 4th, but he's pretty good at it. 6'6", 315, decent pass rushing ability as a one-tech as well, so potentially a name to keep in mind for Kansas City. Today's show is sponsored by Athletic Greens. That's what I was doing on a daily basis about midway through the day before I started taking AG1 by Athletic Greens. My energy levels were low, and AG1 has got my energy levels boosted, and I'm just feeling a lot better with 1 scoop per day from Athletic Greens. All you got to do is get 1 scoop, mix it with water, shake it up like you're seeing on your screen, and then drink it first thing in the morning. It's actually pretty good. It does not taste poor at all. A lot of these powders and products and stuff, you're like, oh, I just can't even drink drink it, but AG1's actually really, really good. Comprehensive, convenient daily nutrition for less than $3 per day as well if you commit to a month-to-month basis here. athleticgreens.com/chatsports. They will send you a full 1-year supply of vitamin D with your first purchase and 5 free travel packs of AG1. When I was out at the Super Bowl in Arizona, I had my travel packs, and I was good to go. Did not miss a beat. athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Get that energy level up. It's going to support your immunity and promote your gut health as well. Okay, let's go to the next player here in this Chiefs mock draft. I think I actually had the same pick in my last mock with the 95th overall selection. A.T. Perry, the wide receiver out of Wake Forest, who's a really talented player, 6'3", 6'4". You look at his last 2 years in Winston-Salem, over 1,000 yards in 2021 and in 2022, 26 touchdowns. I mean, he's got a big frame, can go up and get it, can stretch the field vertically. Quite frankly, a decent comp for him is Marquez Valdes-Scantling, but with better hands. It's not a bad comp at all. A guy who just can get vertical downfield and make big plays in the passing game. I like his upside. I think you could use another big body receiver on this offense for Patrick Mahomes. You already got Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore who can do, more of the undersized wide receiver stuff, the underneath stuff, the gadget plays and so forth. Vertical threat, like I mentioned, at 6'3", 6'4". I like A.T. Perry. If he's there at 95, I think that's really good value. I could see him sneaking into the second round with his athleticism and size. So I'm a big fan of this pick by Jordan Reid. Now, how should the Chiefs address receiver? We've talked about this a lot. You probably need one more high-level player here. Type D for draft if you think they should do it in the draft. Type S for sign one in free agency, like an Odell Beckham Jr., or type T for trade for one. Let me know, how should the Chiefs address the wide receiver position? Next up, round 4, pick 122, it's Roschon Johnson, the running back out of Texas. The Texas running back that kind of gets lost in the shuffle because of Bijan Robinson and how much of the headlines he's grabbing, but Roschon Johnson's a damn good player. Averages 6 yards a carry, over 550 yards, 5 touchdowns. What I like, too, here with him is he does not have the mileage that a lot of other running backs have because he served as that RB2 behind Bijan Robinson. He's physical. He can get downhill. He was a high school quarterback that switched to running back his freshman year due to some injuries at the position and got better and better every year. It was clunky looking early on in his college career, but became a more natural player at the position. Still room to grow as well. I like this quite a bit in the 4th round, and the Chiefs still haven't re-signed Jerick McKinnon, so it's definitely possible that they go ahead and draft a running back at some point. Wanya Morris sticking in the Big 12, round 4, pick number 134, the offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. He's got a very high ceiling. He just hasn't played a ton. 580 snaps this year, and that's more than half of his career college snaps, so not a ton of experience. I think he would have benefited greatly from another year of college football, but PFF graded him out pretty well, almost 77 overall, 74 pass blocker, 77 run blocker in terms of their grading scale. You look at this offensive line, I think at right tackle spot, assuming Jawan Taylor does indeed flip to left and hold that down. I would like to bring in more competition for Lucas Niang. I think it's his job to lose for now. Darian Kennard will get an opportunity. I think drafting a guy like Wanya Morris in the middle rounds could provide even more competition and, let the best man win. I certainly don't have a problem with that, and he can be a swing tackle type as a rookie if he does not win the job. But, again, he's still raw, still has room to grow. He needs more reps, but the potential is there. There's no doubt about that. Subscribe to the channel now because we will continue to hit you guys with the latest Chiefs draft news, rumors, mock drafts, more draft-related videos, of course, other content as well, free agency and what else is going on with this team. But with the draft less than a month away, be on the lookout for more draft content here on the Chiefs Report. All right, keep it rolling here. DeMarco Helms, the safety out of Alabama. You bringing him in as a 3rd, 4th safety type. You already signed Mike Edwards, so probably a 4th safety, maybe a nickel hybrid guy there. Decent production for Alabama. Can be a special teams guy as a rookie. Another SEC defensive back, Jay Ward, the cornerback out of LSU. Production-wise, was actually pretty solid last year. PFF graded him nicely. He had 4 breakups and a pick for the Tigers. Chiefs are pretty deep at corner right now, but there's been some deep rumors. Maybe they'd be open to trading L'Jarius Sneed instead of signing him to a contract extension. He could be a guy to keep in mind for Veach in this draft. because Brett Veach has a recent history of finding good corners on day 3 of the NFL Draft. He loves his day 3 corners. L'Jarius Sneed, 4th round. Josh Williams last year, 4th round. Jalen Watson, 7th round. He hit on all those guys. So that's one thing Veach has been able to do is find these impactful players, especially at corner on day 3 of the NFL Draft. Maybe Jay Ward could be one of those types. Now, who is your favorite day 3 draft prospect this year? A guy who's flying under the radar, probably won't go in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round, but that could come in and at least contribute as a rookie later on in the draft. If you have a name in mind, let me know who it is. Okay, a couple more. Maybe Shaq Davis is the ultimate sleeper. South Carolina State wide receiver, small Division I FCS level player here, but intriguing player. I mean, you look at the numbers, 45 catches, 934 yards, averaged almost 21 yards a catch and 11 touchdowns. He's a big-time sleeper at 6'5". Now, he's a little thin. He's listed at 6'5", 180, which probably means he's more like 6'4", 175, because these college teams boost height and weight. But I'll tell you what, man, a guy with that production who can go up and get it late in the draft here, I like it. Remember, they gave the Chiefs pick 218 as well, but that is not their pick, so we're going to skip that. We'll go to 249. D. Winters, the TCU linebacker, who's actually competing at TCU's Pro Day as we speak, had one of the top 5 40-yard dashes among linebackers at the NFL Combine. TCU's switched coaching staffs his senior year, and they used him more as a blitzing linebacker, and he was really good at it. 7.5 sacks this past year. 14.5 tackles for loss, 79 tackles, which I believe was 2nd on the team. Had a couple of breakups. Had that pick 6 against Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl, which was a huge play. He played unreal in that game. I think right away he would give you depth and special teams impact. Obviously, the Chiefs are pretty loaded at linebacker right now with Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, and Leo Chenal from last year. Drew Tranquill on board now, but could be an LB4, LB5, instant impact on special teams, and then a guy, if he had to play in a pinch, should be able to do so. And then Shamari Connor, another defensive back out of Virginia Tech. You know, you think like Najee Johnson last year, right? Didn't play hardly at all on defense, but was an impactful special teamer. If you can come in as a 6th, 7th round pick and really embrace special teams, you're going to have value for a franchise right away. All right, rate this mock draft from ESPN for the Chiefs. Grade it from a scale of 1 to 100. I'll give it, the fact that they messed up, you got to knock it down some points by giving them an extra pick. But I like a lot of the picks. I'll go like an 81. I think pretty solid here for ESPN and Jordan Reid. Here to recap it here, Adetomiwa Adebawore, the Northwestern defensive lineman in the 1st round. Gervon Dexter there in the 2nd round. Wake Forest wide receiver A.T. Perry in round 3. Texas running back Roschon Johnson in the 4th round. Also Wanya Morris, the Oklahoma offensive tackle, in round 5. In round 4 as well. Round 5 now, DeMarco Hellams, defensive back out of Bama. Jay Ward, the LSU corner, in round 6. Shaq Davis, South Carolina wide receiver, in the 6th round. And then a pair of 7th round picks, TCU linebacker D. Winters and Virginia Tech safety Shamari Connor. There you go. Rate it from 1 to 100 for me. Also, remember, share this video and tag me in the tweet on social media. First 10 people to do so will get a shout out on a future episode. Everyone that does it will get a retweet on Twitter, so go ahead and make that happen. It's at HGramNFL, and we'll see you guys next time here on the Chiefs Report.